As a young Christian man, you have two options. Either follow society and wave around the gay pride flag and be told, huh, if you don't let your future wife sleep with other dudes, then you're like insecure in your masculinity, dude. That's like 1950s patriarchy stuff, dude. Or follow the quote-unquote Christian advice that leaves you equally weak. Oh, well, you're fat. It's okay because you're a Christian. Oh, well, you can't make money as a Christian. That's wrong. What are you doing? You can't do that. The quote-unquote Christian advice because I don't think it's Christian at all. But in any case, you've been disenfranchised. What's the solution? This four-step process I'm going to give you in this video, through years of trial and error, a bunch of learning, has maybe 6+ figures, given me fulfillment in my life by helping others, and got me closer to Christ Jesus, most importantly, of course. This process will turn you into who you are supposed to be. Now, why do I emphasize are? This leads exactly to the first step, which is understanding the past, present, and the future. Literally everyone gets this wrong, because what do they say? I will start fixing my life. I will start making money. I will get closer to God. I will get a girlfriend. I will stop jerking off the 8 of Adam's mommy milkers. These people are literally failing at the first step. It's because they don't understand the present versus the future. I'm not even going to talk about the past, because we understand staying in the past is bad. But what about the present and the future? Most people don't understand this. They're always like, I will do this. I will be that. That's going to get you nowhere. God's name, one of God's names is I am, not I will. Because belief, faith, and actually moving forward is about believing in the present moment. I'm going to tell you a story about my mom and a treadmill, okay? So me and my stepdad, went out to go get a treadmill for my mom. It was like $200 or something, some big, bulky treadmill. We haul it all the way into the hall and we put it into the living room. And seeing that it's her third treadmill, I was a bit concerned because like, well, she didn't use the other two. We ended up throwing them away. What about this third one? And she's probably not going to use it. So I asked her very nicely, could you please use the treadmill? And you know what she said? Soon. That's the moment I knew she would never use it. And you think the same exact way. When you give your friend a bunch of advice and he's like, oh yeah, I'll do it later. You know he's not going to do it. Why do you treat your life the same exact way? If you're actually going to do something, you say you're going to do it, you are going to do it, you are doing it, and you start doing it. When you don't want to do something, when you aren't going to do something, what do you say? I'll do it later. I will do it later. Later. When you speak like this, oh, I will be successful, I will be a winner, I will get closer to God. What are you saying in the present moment? What are you saying about the now, which is the most important thing? Remember, Jesus said, don't worry about tomorrow, for today has its own worries. That's telling you to be in the present moment. When you constantly push things to the future, including things you want, you're saying you're unfulfilled and you're incomplete in the present moment, okay? Let's say you're depressed, and you say, in the future, I will be happy. I will be happy in the future. What are you saying now? In the now, I'm not happy. That's exactly what you're saying. So guess what? You aren't going to be happy, and the will never come, and you'll go nowhere, and you'll be confined to your earthly hell. In order to feel fulfilled, in order to actually be happy, you have to be in order to become. Now, what does that mean? How do you be? That leads exactly into the second step. Being is simply discovering how God made you and then living true to that. Now, I'm not talking about this, oh, well, you gotta feel good. You're special. You know, you have cerebral palsy. Like, yeah, you're special. Not like that. I mean in a more personal sense. Not just a pat on the back. Yeah, you have autism, kid. You know, your special education, you got all Fs. It's okay. No. Not like that. It's a combination of writing out your dream life and writing out your dream self, and then checking it with prayer. So for this step, we're going to focus on actually writing out your dream life. Now, you want to write out your dream life, including your dream self, for the reason that you need to write out the lifestyle you can live that'll make you true to your higher self, your ideal self. It's connecting the external with the internal. Now, a lot of you guys might think that's really airy-fairy, whoa. Keep it in simpler terms. It's the best Christian you could possibly be. You're trying to align yourself with the best Christian you could possibly be. When writing out your dream life and when writing out your dream self, which you better do, okay, don't watch this video and be like, oh, well, that's fun. I'll do it later. No, start following the advice I'm giving you. Do it now. Dream life and your dream self, okay? And be autistically detailed. How tall are you? What are your bed sheets like? How many blowjobs do you get in a day? Now, some of you might be appalled by that. Whoa, blowjobs in a day? What are you talking about? You can't talk about that. You are a human being, presumably. You are depraved. You like things you aren't supposed to. As do I. All humans are depraved. And you're trying to be honest with yourself, because in order to really feel fulfilled and really move forward, you have to understand yourself, including all of your problems, all of your depravities. And don't come at me saying, well, I'm not depraved. I don't like that. I don't like blowjobs. I don't like any of that stuff. You know, if you didn't like anything depraved, I mean, I guess it's not even depraved or wrong because it's your wife. Okay, we're talking about wife. We're not talking about random girls. But, you know, you can say, oh, well, that's a lost sexual thought. We're humans. We experience that. If you didn't have any issues, if you were a purely clean soul, guess what? You wouldn't need Jesus. I'm sure you wouldn't say that. I'm not saying go out and sin. Don't go out and sin. But this is actually what's going to help you not sin and actually follow the rules. Because, think about it. How do school shooters get invented, okay? They get bullied a little bit because they have a bowl cut and they look like Adam Lanza. They got those bug eyes. And, you know, they have all this energy, pent-up energy from how much they've been bullied. And then they're like, well, I'm going to suppress it because this is what society tells them. If you follow the route of society, this is where you're going to be led. Oh, well, you know, I gotta just let it go. I can't be aggressive because that's toxically masculine. Or even if you follow the Christian advice, you're gonna be like, well, I gotta turn the other cheek. And you just suppress. Guess what? You know the Big Bang Theory. I don't care if you believe it, but you know how it's like a small ball of energy that exploded because it was really dense and really hot? That's exactly what you're gonna be like. So, yeah, you can be all high and mighty and a perfect Christian and not talk about this stuff and act like you don't think about it. But you're really just suppressing, which is going to leading to you blowing up later. Accept it and then work with it, okay? That's how you actually conquer sin. That's how you actually conquer negative thoughts, okay? So you have to be autistically detailed with your dream life and dream day. And also, don't hold back on this money stuff because the Christians have come up with this, oh, well, money's hedonistic. That's hedonistic. That's bad. You can't make money. It's all BS, bro. Money becomes bad when you put it above God. You aren't going to do that, so it doesn't matter. You can make billions of dollars. You're not a bad person. As long as you don't, don't get caught up with bad person. Oh, everyone's bad. You know what I mean, okay? Don't put it above God. That simple. Be critically honest with yourself in this dream day, in your dream life, in your dream self. Now, you may wonder, how do I know if this is really right for me? How do I really know? That's where the third step comes in. Prayer, the most important step, because this step's actually going to tell you what you need to do. Now, you know those libtards, like those liberal girls, like, rocks, rub them together, ooh, look at me, I'm doing magic. You know those retarded girls, and they talk about, ooh, manifestation. They actually are onto something. Now, what they've done is they've taken what prayer should be to God, took God away and made it like, oh, rocks and Scorpio and all this other stuff. So don't listen to them. But what I'm going to say is that the way they, quote-unquote, manifest is actually the way you should pray to God. And it's not an issue because, remember, the issue with what they do is they took away God and they put in rocks instead. I mean, that's retarded. Think about it. Oh, well, instead of worshiping the person who made the earth, I'm going to worship a rock. You know, because it looks like purple and sparkly. If you're a bit skeptical, read David's Psalms. It's a lot of affirmation, a lot of I am, present moment. He speaks as if it has already happened. It's happening now. Everyone prays the complete wrong way because they're like, well, God, you know, I'd like to get some money, please. Please, I don't know if you could do that, but, you know. You think that's how God, the all-powerful God, wants to be spoken to? Read David's Psalms. You'll learn how to communicate with God. Now, the reason why you're communicating with God in this sense, because there's a lot of different prayers you do. I'm not saying this is the only prayer you should do. There's a bunch of different prayers you can do. But what I'm saying now is this is so you can communicate with God, so you can communicate with your higher self, your spirit. And remember what Jesus said about your spirit. Your spirit is willing to be a good Christian. Your spirit's willing to do everything necessary to not sin, and etc. But the flesh is weak. So you're communicating with your spirit through God. You need God here, okay? Because we are all worthless pebbles, worthless peons. That's why we need Jesus. That's why we need God. We need God in order to communicate with our spirits fully. Now, what you do in this prayer is you simply check your dream day with your higher self, because remember, God made you, your spirit, a certain way. If you check with your spirit, you're essentially checking what God has ordained for you to enjoy, right? Because you don't create your dream day, you more so discover your dream day, your dream life. So let's make some examples, okay? Let's say in your dream life, you have a wife that is a blonde. That's what you wrote down. But then you start doing the prayer, and I recommend doing 963 hertz music, and get into your prayer however you want, and then really feel the emotion of having whatever you wrote down. So, I have a blonde wife. Think about it. Think about what your wife looks like, the blonde, and see it. And then, if you're like me, you kind of do it, and you're like, it's not really my cup of tea. It doesn't really hit the spot. Now, when I think of black hair, dark eyebrows, it's a bit better, right? Do that with everything else. Copywriting. I think about copywriting. I don't want to be a copywriter. Personal brand where I'm helping people and I'm growing their businesses and I'm growing their lives with Jesus, etc. See, I'm smiling. That's what I want to do. Think about it the same way. If you are in the prayer and you think about the thing and you feel the emotion and you don't enjoy, you aren't smiling, you don't feel fulfilled, forget about it. Find something else because you don't actually enjoy it. And again, you need to do this step because humans don't know what they want. Humans are retarded. Humans are depraved. Humans are peons. You need God. You need to communicate with your spirit, something not bound by flesh, in order to understand what you actually want, what is going to feel fulfilling. As you go through your dream day, go through all of this and see what's good and see what's bad and act accordingly. All right? Now, also keep in mind, if you're doing this in a low energy state, which is essentially to say when you're negative, like, oh, I hate my life, it's not going to go that well. So if you need to, watch a video that'll make you laugh. Watch a video of some kid in a wheelchair getting knocked over, if that's what makes you laugh, okay? Whatever makes you laugh and you see this energy, I'm up. Then now I can do it. Now I'm in the right mindset, okay? So keep that in mind. And also understand you have to fulfill a higher purpose. Because ultimate purpose is Jesus and God. But you also need a higher purpose to your life. Don't be one of these idiots who write their dream day, oh, well, I would be on the beach sipping pina coladas all day with a bunch of supermodels. Now, first of all, sleeping with a bunch of girls is gay. And second of all, that's not fulfilling. There's no purpose. There's no greater meaning to your life. Okay, you need to have a greater meaning to your life. You should have some kind of work. Especially if you're a man, you should have some kind of work to do, okay? Now, guess what? You have that list together, and you're like, whoa, this would be amazing. Imagine if this was my life. That would be so great. Now you are that. You are living that life right now, starting now. And a lot of you guys might be like, what the hell? What do you mean, now? I don't have $1 million. I don't have a wife. I don't have this. I don't have that. Well, what are you talking about? You have to understand how things actually happen. Everyone thinks about it wrong, okay? Everything proceeds from the 4D to the 3D, okay? It proceeds from the 4D, which is a non-physical world, where you can't see with your own eyes. So, for example, when did I raise my hand? You may say, oh, well, when I saw it like that. But no, in reality, I rose my hand a lot earlier because I thought about raising my hand. It's a cause, thinking about it, effect. It's a two-step process, not a one-step process. Everything else works like that. Now, I'm not saying just because you think, well, I'm going to make $1 million, boom, you're not a genie, not a magician, you're not God, okay? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have to believe in the invisible 4D causes in order to actually see the effects. Because belief is a very powerful thing. I know everyone says, oh, just believe in it, but it's true. Because what is faith? What do they say in the Bible? Faith moves mountains. Faith is extremely important. At the end of the day, faith is all you could have. Because you never really know what's going to happen. Okay, I can die right now. Thankfully, I didn't. The only thing you can have is faith at the end of the day. And it's the most powerful thing you can have. My hair is in my face. If you believe in the $1 million, you will then start acting as the guy with $1 million. You'll build up the causes, so starting the business, setting up the LLC, and a tax code, and whatever, right? You'll build up those causes, and then it will be the effect, which is the $1 million. That's exactly how it works. But you have to believe in the causes, even though the effect isn't there and you can't see it. You understand what I'm saying now? To achieve the results you want, you simply have to align yourself with the life that you wrote down. Because also think about this. Let's say you wrote out, well, I want to get closer to God. You probably wrote out, okay, well, I'm going to start reading the Bible. I'm going to start studying some theology. I'm going to pray more. Except you write that all in a dream life in your dream day. Guess what? If you align yourself with this and you say, okay, I am this, and you start doing it, what's going to happen? You're going to get closer to God. That's how everything else works. Don't assign some special, making money is completely different. Oh, working out is completely different. It's all the same thing. Just causes lead to effects. That's the law of the world. Cause, effect. Whatever begins to exist has a cause. We all understand it innately. You have to believe in that. And it's so easy to believe in that. That's the best part about this. It's so easy to believe in this. It's not like believing the sky is red where you just see constant evidence to the contrary. We actually understand what I just said innately. So it's simple to believe in, it's simple to understand, and it's simple to enact. But this only works if you identify with what you wrote down. You identify with what you checked with prayer. You have to identify with it. You are that guy. And you know what? Other things become easy to stave off. Like, for example, if you were having trouble not jerking off to Gumball's mom, it's going to be easy not to do it anymore because you don't identify with it. It's not a part of you. You don't need discipline anymore. You have to be like, well, I want to, but I'm not going to do it. No, you are your higher self. You are trying to align yourself with that. Your higher self doesn't care about Gumball's mom. You understand? Your higher self cares about much more important things. When you align yourself with that, you'll slowly see your life get better, better, and better. And it really just comes down to the skill of aligning yourself in the present moment. Because even I think about the future sometimes, I snap myself out of it. If you can just stay in the present moment, not this mindfulness meditation that tell you to do, that's gay. Do prayer instead. Your life is going to get so much better. Because you are living true to yourself. You're going to feel fulfilled. You're not going to feel empty. One of the most retarded things I ever did was I told myself, I'm not allowed to shave until I get the results I want. So every single day I was reminded of what I didn't have. And guess what? I acted like the guy who didn't have it because I didn't believe I had it. Had I done the opposite and be like, okay, well, I got to start believing I have it and start acting like I have it, I would have gotten better results. Understand? I was still hot, but not as hot. I'm going to give you one more example. This bathrobe. I had this bathrobe on. I bought it a few days ago. I was like, you know what? I was going through my dream life and dream day. I was like, you know what? I live in a big house, car, wife, money, basic stuff that, it's not necessarily the filling stuff, not necessarily the stuff that's going to make me, I'm so happy because I have a big house, but, it's nice to have. I was like, I walk around in a bathrobe or a tank top depending on how hot it is. I was like, oh, wait, I don't have a bathrobe. So to align myself, I got one. And now I'm wearing it. Now I feel good. It's literally that simple. Maybe you have the same dream. And part of it is bathrobe and a nice home. And you don't have the nice home you want. Just get the bathrobe for now. Boom. Okay, you're moving yourself towards it. So you're aligning yourself. And sooner than later, before you even know this, you're going to be there. And it's actually going to make you happy because another thing is that these people who go like, I will, they can never be satisfied even if you give them what they want because they don't identify with the present moment. Once they get something, you're just going to move on to the future again. Future. Never going to be fulfilled in the present moment. Never actually going to be happy. Those are the people with a bunch of money who hate their lives. It's also because they don't usually have Jesus, but it's also because of this. They don't live in the present moment. You have to live in a moment. That's how you actually get to enjoy things. You actually get to be happy. And also use your imagination. I understand there's going to be a lot of gaps. Maybe you don't have the house you want. Maybe you're living in some apartment. You want to live in a penthouse or something. Maybe you want to live in a big home. Maybe you live under a bridge and you're watching this video on your phone. I don't know. What I do know is those gaps can be filled with your imagination. Just see it and believe it. And then you start enacting the causes, which will lead to the effects. Once I started doing this, my life got 10 times better. And most importantly, I was a better Christian. I stopped doing degenerate stuff. I already I was doing okay, but then I got even better at it, making better videos, I think, and I feel fulfilled. Do this with your whole life. You'll begin to discover who God actually made you. And then you can start becoming that person with the snap of your fingers. This video here will probably teach you some stuff too. Go watch it. That's it. Class dismissed. I am so good at this.